roadmap. So for this talk, I got inputs from Professor Satish and Professor Rudra from ISC and Anga Prasad from CDI. I acknowledge their contribution. So the major HPC centers in India are, these are the major HPC centers in India. Obviously, academic centers, academic institutes, premier research institutes are the major HPC center stakeholders, and CDAC is our computing center for whole nation, like PRAISE for Europe. This is Center for Development of Advanced Computing, and there is a CSR HPC center, that is Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, and Space, that is ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, and Ministry of Earth Sciences, that is where I belong to, and other research and development organizations. And there are some very few private HPC centers also there, which are basically dedicated for IT purpose. So if you look at the major applications and major HPC centers, this is how the distribution looks like. So the Ministry of Earth Sciences is now having the highest computing capacity, about 1.2 petaflops. That is basically used for weather and climate modeling, air pollution monitoring, and tsunami modeling and forecasting, and ocean state forecasting. So this is what our major application in India right now. And at CDAC also, again, weather and climate modeling is taken as the research problem, and CFDs, drug discovery and CFDs, all these applications are also carried out at CDAC. So they are about 590 teraflops capacity of HPC they have right now. And CSR is another center, again, weather and climate modeling. It comes as major application, and engineering applications, chemistry, biology, and other applications. They have about 390 teraflops of HPC capacity. Academic institutions like IISCs, IITs, they do research in different spheres of engineering applications, again, around climate modeling, microbiology, drug discovery, etc. They have about 150 teraflops. So others like space and astronomy, they also have sizable HPC capacities in their organizations. So what you see in this whole slide is that weather and climate modeling is one of the major application area in India. So that is where we are putting a lot of resources, and other applications also are catching up very fast. So these are the basic applications we are using in India. So CFDs, computational biology, drug design, chemistry, molecular dynamics, weather and climate modeling, and standard application packages like Gaussian, EMD, WOMAX, fluid analysis. And we also have homegrown codes. So even though we have started working on the codes applications which are borrowed from elsewhere, but we have started developing on those codes, making improvements to those codes. So they are like CFD, physics, and weather modeling codes. They have been modified to suit our needs. So in hardware also, the CDAC, as I told you, CDAC is our major computer related organization for HPC. So they have ingeniously developed some hardware technologies like ParamNet, card and switch, and very conceptual accelerators, and the software related to that, and a hybrid architecture for HPC. All these things were indigenously developed and used in various HPC installations. So as in top 500 in India also, we also have a top supercomputers in India. So it is the equivalent of top 500 listing the most powerful computers in India. That is what it makes the list of top supercomputers. This is the major objective is basically to foster supercomputing initiatives and efforts in the nation. And the procedure and is followed same as top 500, that is RINPAC benchmark and similar submission forms. And the performance criteria changes from year to year, that is the minimum Rmax changes from year to year. So they have started this initiative with 1 teraflop as a minimum or max person system to be listed in this top supercomputers. You can find more information on this website. So as I told you earlier, we have the top supercomputers. These are the number of top supercomputers in India from 2008 to 2014. As you can see that when the list started, we have about 10 computers in the list. Now it has come to up to 35, and there is a stagnation in last 3 years. So another, this shows you the relative performance of each machine in the top supercomputer list for different years, from starting from 2008 to 2014. What you see is that, as I told you earlier, the minimum capacity one HPC should have is about 1 teraflops in 2008, and that kept on increasing. But what happened is that the top computer, the number one computer in the top supercomputers in India, has remained stagnant for several years. So, for example, the first one, that is CRL, the Computational Research Lab of Tata, that is named as ECA. It stayed in the list for almost 6 lists. It stayed in the top for almost 6. That means that is about 3 to 4 years. It stayed there, and then CSI computer and CDI computer stayed in the list about 2 to 3 years, and then now MOS computer is staying in the list for almost 2 to 3 years. So there is a residency period of the top supercomputer in India is about 2 to 3 years in India. So this is again fastest and slowest supercomputers in India. So this is the slowest in the list, that is 1 teraflop started, and now it is 4 teraflops. And this is the highest number one supercomputer in India. As I told you earlier, that there is a stagnation of almost 4 years. One supercomputer has remained in the top place for almost 4 years. Then we have a step function which started increasing. So these are the average figures. The yellow line is the average, and this is sum. Okay, so how do we fare with when you compare with top 500 list? So here the dashed lines are for top 500 list supercomputers, and these are from top supercomputers in India. So as you see that there is a order of capacity difference between top 500 and Indian supercomputers. So when our lowest computer is 1 teraflops, the top 500 is about 10 teraflops. So when we are about 120, they are about 120 teraflops. We are about 12 teraflops, then it is 20 teraflops per top supercomputers. So there is an order of magnitude difference in Indian supercomputers and top 500. So, but when it comes to the top one position, as I told you earlier, we are stagnant for many years, and now we start catching up. But the gap is increasing between top 500 first supercomputer and top supercomputer only. So the order is now becoming almost double, 2 times. So this is how the distribution of top supercomputers looks like. So it is exponential decrease from about 790 teraflops to comes to 12 teraflops. So many systems, about 20 of the systems are below 100 teraflop systems. So this is the distribution of OEMs and processors and distribution throughout India. We have HPC centers throughout India, and we are planning to increase these HPC centers to distribute most of the parts, and the OEMs, mostly HPC and IBM, go head to head most of the time, and the processor, Intel is taking over the whole market, and in India, Bangalore and Pune have more number of supercomputers compared to any other city. So this is the list of top 5 supercomputers in India. So this is where it belongs to, Indian Institute of Metrology. That is why I am making this presentation. So this is the summary of top supercomputers in India. We have about 3.02 petaflops total computing capacity in the top supercomputers. That is not even close to one big supercomputer which is in top 10 list in the 500. So the cutoff batteries minimum is 4 teraflops in the last 4, and there are no 4 new entries came into this scenario this time, and the average performance is about 100 teraflops. So as we have seen so far that the things are not moving as they're supposed to move, but now in India we have started seriously thinking about this and started making serious efforts. So these are the major areas that are identified for making exascale applications, from petaflops to exascale applications. So for that, the Indian government has floated a national supercomputing mission to
You already have 4 time.
okay, I'll just come back. Okay, so this is a supercomputing mission that has been launched. The major thrust is to set up HPC infrastructure throughout India at different locations and prepare applications and also train the manpower and carry out R&D in this. So this gives you a clear idea about how systems are going to be set up in India under this national supercomputing mission. So there will be multiple petaflop systems about 6, 200, 500 teraflop systems about 12, 10 teraflop systems about 20, and 1 teraflop systems about 50 to 100. This will be distributed throughout India. And there are other initiatives also have taken up by different ministries within the. So there will be several supercomputers will be coming in next 1 or 2 years. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you.